Hey everybody, welcome to another toy of the day here on Kastor's Corner. Make sure to go to the website, Kastor's Corner. Sorry, there's toys everywhere. Kastor'sCorner.com. We have a full gallery up. By the time this video is over, it should be up because I have to put the video in the post. So, yeah. So follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We're at Kastor's Corner on everything. Make sure to get to the website. We have a great podcast out this week with part 2 of our talk reunion show with the Fanboy Factor. Brian over there and his whole team, Hopkins and JQ and our friend Sanchez, all had a really great time talking. So make sure you go check out part 1 and part 2 on Apple Podcasts. So without further ado, what are we talking about today? So I just got back from Target, and boy, does that store suck. Sorry, it just does. After 3 trips to the store today to help people find Vipers, being told they weren't there, guess what? They were there. They sold 10 minutes after we left. So I'm a little fried from that. But what did I have done? What pictures I have done? Well, from the thumbnail, you can tell we're talking about the Marvel. Everything's falling apart. Marvel Legends Venompool Wave, and Venompool has Carnage tentacles on him. To build a figure, so I guess I have to build it. So, I don't know. Characters got Venomized. We've seen this with. I should have grabbed Cap. I guess I'll have to do Cap in a separate video. We have Venomized versions of these characters, and Deadpool being one of them. This guy, I expected him to be a little bit bigger, to be honest with you, from the photos initially. Having him in hand, I know he's huge. I mean, this is like massive. It's the size of my head, like my face practically. It's a really cool sculpt. I think they did a really good job with that. The texture on the costume, all the staples holding him together, just it's really good. If you're a Venom fan like our friend Brian is, yeah. And for a Build-A-Figure to have accessories is kind of crazy too. So Brian told me it's better to put this sword on before you put the figure together, to be honest with you. I didn't. I tried to put it on all at once, and it was really difficult, but I got it on there. But anyway, so you might want to do that. So he comes with 2 swords, katanas. They're giant. They're massive compared to the regular swords we see in this line. He comes with, if I can get this in the right spot. There we go. He comes with open hands, which can hold them. I will say this. The swords do kind of get caught a little bit on the claws. So be careful pushing the swords all the way through, because then you're going to have a little bit of tough time getting them out. It's not a problem. It's just, just letting you know when you do that. He also comes with, where are they? These massive... so he's got the open hands to be able to hold stuff, but then he's also got these clawed hands. And just like the Crimson Dynamo, these wrist pegs are really short compared to other figures. So when you rotate them a little bit, when you kind of repose them, they pop out a little bit. It's not necessarily a horrible thing, but it is something to kind of consider. Maybe if Hasbro team sees this, these pegs are just really short for the figure. And the stress that you have to put on these bigger joints, they do pop. Thankfully, they go right back in, but the wear and tear on them, I don't know, maybe make them a little bit bigger. Anyway, so that's as a Build-A-Figure goes, it's a really good choice when we're getting into the nitpick of these things. We also get, I'll save him for later. We're going to do these 2 together. We get Venomized versions of Miles and Gwen. And I don't really have a need for these, like, in my collection. They're definitely going to go in the spare bin. I group them by waves. But as far as, like, putting these out to display, I don't know if I would put these out unless I was doing, like, a Venomized shelf. And if we get more Venom characters, that would be great. But size-wise, shape-wise, smaller bucks, thinner bucks. They have the sculpted ballet shoes on Gwen. Miles is tiny, even compared to Gwen. He's a lot shorter. He's a lot thinner. So they use that little buck. It's fun. I like when they do that kind of stuff. They are definitely cool looking figures. Don't get me wrong. They look really cool. But as far as like, where do these rank in my collection? They're not going to rank that high. So, and they'll probably be in a bin. They will probably stay in the Venompool bin here. If I were to pull out others in this wave, which for me aren't that many. This is more of a completist purchase, to be honest with you. I think the design works really good, but for me personally, I think there's not a lot that this wave offers for me. If I were to be cherry picking this line, I would definitely be skipping some of these just from I like the more classic display of these things. So there's a couple in here that kind of fit that theme. So then we go to the 90s Morbius, and it's a lot more stylized. It's got the purple cape in the back that does pop off. He's got the windswept anime looking hair. I know this is a big need for Bill. Bill was really up for this. He's got the very 90s looking top with all the buckles and the goth kind of look to him. The windswept look on his face. He is very, very pale, so I'm not sure you're going to get a good look at him. But we got close-ups on the website. And he's got like he uses like the thicker body a little bit at the bottom from the waist down. So I don't know. It's a good figure. It's nice to kind of round those things out. Now, I know this is going to be one that everybody wanted, probably except me. I did not enjoy the Venom movie. But we get this huge monster kind of hulking Venom here. He is massive compared to everybody else. You get two heads. So you get the tongue out and the regular. You get two clawed hands that go along with the fists here. And it's well executed. But again, and he is in canon theoretically with the MCU. So he is definitely the MCU theoretic villain Venom for that. So he can fit with my MCU characters. I wasn't a fan on Sony's take on him, to be honest with you. I know that I'm in the minority, at least for a lot of my friends, but I was not a fan of this. It reminds me of kind of what they did with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Michael Keaton Batman and all that stuff, where it didn't fit in with things. It doesn't make sense. And, the symbiote should have came with Peter's trip off-world, not start with Eddie Brock. Kind of loses something with it, but I don't know. We'll see. Venom 2 is coming out. Carnage is in it. Speaking of Carnage, actually, I'm not going to do Carnage first. So the other figure that I was psyched about, I love all the different symbiotes. So we get Phage here. It is rounding out with all the other ones. I can't wait to have them all together with my comic Venom and Carnage, which we'll talk about in a second. I love the color on him. I love the head sculpt on him, all the teeth that really kind of make him work. He also comes with an alternate arm, which is a big spiky thing. Kind of his symbiote kind of going out and lashing out. So I was a big fan of this. And the back fin comes off too. So he can have it or not have it. Oops. There we go. And so the last one in the wave is a twofer. You get two, I believe, two characters with this. Whereas everybody else is just who they are. So this one comes with two different heads. So this Carnage is probably one of the most detailed Carnages they've ever done. They've always had painted details. All of these little lines and things, if you can see with the light bouncing off of it, are sculpted in there. It's not just painted on. It's not a red buck just painted with stuff. He comes with the alternate bullseye head. So you can have bullseye Carnage or regular Carnage. And he's got the clawed hands. He doesn't come with alternate hands, but he does have a backpack like Phage that goes on and gives you even more curlies. I think it's really fun, and I'm probably sure you can mix and match the old Carnage parts. I didn't pull out the old one, where you get the alternate hands and stuff and the alternate head for Cassidy. So I think of them, these two are my standouts and that I absolutely had to have from this wave. The rest of them are all gravy. They're extra. They're fine. They're great, but I'm not sure where they're going to fit for me. But these two, this is going to be my standard Carnage, and adding Phage to the other symbiotes is really exciting for me. I was a 90s kid, so having all the different colors and Venom Lethal Protector and having all these different groupings on them has just been great. And to have this kind of like sculpted out, tentacled out Carnage is just, I couldn't ask for anything better. I thought the last one was going to be the ultimate one. This one might take that place. I got to look at them side by side, but you can mix and match all the parts. So, you know, you really win with this. So thanks for watching. Make sure you head to the website for the full gallery. Check out our podcast, Cornercasts podcast on Apple Podcasts, and follow us on all social media. We'll be back tomorrow when we take a look at, I don't have any on my desk. We're looking at Star Wars tomorrow. We got our Galaxy of Adventure stuff, so we're going to look at that tomorrow. Yoda just came in last night, so snap some pictures, and we'll talk about that, most of that wave, the ones I picked up. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with an all-new one.